Welcome to Metaphysical Mississippi. I'm your host, Emily. Today we have Shari, Crook, and Krista too with Holistic Health and Healing, located in Flowood, Mississippi. How y'all doing today?
Wonderful.
Great.
Excited to do this.
I know.
I get to be the interviewee.
I know. Ever since, well, I never imagined that I would be interviewing my own sister or something like this. But
I remember the first video that we recorded for Granny's front porch in the hallway by Shari's office.
Yes.
I stepped over you.
we had just opened, and that was months ago, and now we're.
That's right. Shari, you were there too on our first video.
I had to step over her.
Yes, I do remember that. So, it's exciting for us to be here about 4 months later, and I get the honor of interviewing you two so y'all can share about your space and just a little bit about what you both individually do. And I also want to hear about some of the practitioners you have, because y'all are a collaborative of holistic healers or practitioners. I've been
with the cornucopia of services.
Yes. I want to know just a little bit about what your metaphysical journey is, but just basically we can just keep it at a level of what brought you
where her and I met,
feeling where you met, and maybe what,
start.
How did this evolve into having this collaborative?
Let's see, it was on we met before.
Yeah, I was going to say, I couldn't even tell you. It was at Soul Synergy Center.
But probably at a metaphysical meetup was probably the first time.
Maybe so.
We met at a metaphysical Mississippi meetup, and then at some point, so I think we had already met, but on my 50th birthday, I treated myself to a past life regression with Shari.
Mm-hmm.
So we already knew each other, and I don't remember if we had taken Reiki class together yet or not, because we also took Reiki 1 and 2 together with Alan Evans.
Yes.
And so that's probably really when our friendship began, was in the Reiki class.
Probably so.
But our first work together, well, the seeds were planted for our work together, I think, on my 50th birthday when I did that past life regression with you. I had first, before then, did a salt cave, the group past life regression in the salt cave.
Yeah.
And that, of course, piqued my interest. So I gifted myself on my 50th birthday to do a private one-on-one session. And and then we started doing Reiki shares together. And I'll maybe let you tell her about.
Well, I was going to
officially started working together officially.
Yeah, because I after getting we didn't do Reiki Master together?
No, correct.
Okay.
I wasn't ready, but you.
Okay, but I did it. So I did it, and I was a Reiki master, and I can never leave well enough alone. So I was thinking, I want to combine Reiki with meditation or hypnosis, and I love hemisync, and I love crystals, and I love aromatherapy. So I came up with this whole idea to do a chakra balancing, doing Reiki, and then doing a meditation to where I could just walk you all the way through, bringing in the light all through your body. And we had crystals underneath, so we were using the crystals because we worked with Dr. Daly and we loved those. Anyway, I found I could not do all those things at one time. Well, I could sort of,
but it was hard.
But it was really hard. Yeah. So then I asked Krista, would she want to come and help me? And I would pay her part of the money I earned if she would do the Reiki and I would do the meditation. And so she agreed, and I could do Reiki kind of in between, but I needed to focus on, because the meditation is also about cadence and delivery and all of that. So, so we started doing that together. And we did several sessions. We did group sessions.
And we did individual sessions.
We did individual sessions. And during Reiki shares, we had our own little corner. And so I learned, and I don't know how I ever did it though. I had a contraption with headphones, a little mini mixing board. So I could, and I had a microphone.
You would think we'd be better at technology.
I know.
by now.
A microphone. So but we figured it out, and we would be in a room full of people doing Reiki, but we were off in our own little corner, and I would talk low enough, but into the microphone so the person could hear it in their ears.
They had on headphones.
But I was sending also HemiSync to them. And then Krista was walking around the table. I'll describe. Okay. So that's sound technology.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's a sound technology. It's similar to binaural sounds where you're hearing one thing in one ear and something in the other ear.
Okay.
And that's to synchronize the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere.
Right. It's synchronizes both sides of the brain, which helps you with altered states. So you can go there. Like sometimes people have a hard time relaxing or being able to really interpret what is an altered state. And so it helps. Again, it's more tools, but we would do it in a room full of people. And those people were off and they didn't even realize they were in a room full of people. And so I counted them up one day, and Krista and I have done over 100 chakra balancings together. But they were group sessions, private sessions, Reiki share sessions, and Soul Synergy has Spirit Day. And so some of them were Spirit Day sessions, but those were too hard.
That was because we had to have like less than 30 minutes to get them in and out.
In and out.
Get them there.
Chakra in 30 minutes. Like a jiffy oil lube change.
Yes. And Krista would be watching the clock because I was off in La La Land, and she'd be going.
I was the timekeeper, which Emily's laughing because typically I'm not very punctual, but I was punctual those days. Like we had to get them in and out, so I was the timekeeper.
And so that was, and it's a wonderful for the people that have done it, and we still do it now. Mostly, I think we do more gifting of it than we do charging for it. We're not, we're not opposed to doing that. We just haven't. We've been too busy opening holistic health and healing to.
Yeah.
But we have the room for it. We have our own Reiki room. So we have the place to do it, but we have we've used it more as a gift, really, for people that needed it.
Gotcha.
And I say about the chakra balancing is that it's for when you know you really need something, but you don't know what you need.
Oh, wonderful.
And and the first one we ever did, when we got done, and the person is still a friend of ours today. After she got done, a little bit woozy for a minute. We couldn't let her walk off. We figured out how to counter that later, but she said, "Hey, can I stay and watch y'all do this to the next person?" We were like, "Well, yeah, if they don't mind, and they didn't mind." I was like, why do you want to do that? And she goes, "I got to see what y'all did to me."
And so over 2 years ago, the pandemic hit, which that kind of put a little pause in a lot of things.
Yeah.
We slowly so we took a break from things for a little while. Of course, Shari and I were keeping in touch, and a lot of us were still keeping in touch. And we did. I don't remember at what point we all started kind of practicing again.
The center was only closed for a short period of time. I worked through the whole thing. I never quit working.
Oh.
I mean, we were down for a couple weeks. Like when it first started, everybody was trying to figure out what we were supposed to do. But the center didn't close at first, and then they closed kind of, but not for long. And as soon as they were open, I was back in there. So I worked through all of it. I needed to, because my day job at the time was not busy at all. I worked with seniors and they weren't going anywhere. They wouldn't even, they wouldn't even talk to you on the phone hardly. They just, they were hunkered down and isolating. And so if it wasn't for hypnotherapy, I wouldn't have been able to pay my mortgage. So I kept working.
Because I think August of 2020, I started seeing clients. But a little bit started seeing clients. So and so it was, when was it? In November, December of 2020 when Duane turned Metaphysical Mississippi over to me, but we were still practicing together, doing things together, but also doing our own work. I started seeing Reiki clients, my own. So I actually owe Shari a lot for giving me the platform and the practice. I was one of these people, and I think I've shared this before, that when I first studied Reiki, I really had no intention of seeing clients professionally, much less teach. I mean, that wasn't even on my radar at the time. But I had so much fun doing the chakra attunements with Shari that I was like, okay, yeah, I got to do this. So I started seeing clients, just traditional Reiki sessions from there. So and then in late summer of 2021, I started doing moved my practice to other locations, and knew I wanted. I was ready to have my own space and have some room, to have the kind of practice I wanted, which I didn't really know what I wanted, but I knew the only way I could find out was to get out there and start doing it. Right. And so I practiced at a few places, but was still looking for my own space. And you were kind of
well, and I actually, we went and looked at several spaces. Krista kept looking, and she would say, "Oh, you got to come see this." And so I would arrange to go. She did all the legwork. She looked at every square footage available in all of Flowood, and we went out many times looking. And she had a lot more urgency than I did, because I still had an office space until I didn't.
And then
until May. Yeah,
then
until May.
Clouds parted and the sun shined down on this spot that we're at.
And so she was really motivated though. She scheduled a class, she borrowed a space, and she's like, I'm doing this. I'm gonna figure it out as I go. And so she borrowed this space. And so every afternoon, after she dragging me over all these spaces, I like this one, but not that one. This is too big. It's too small. I mean, anyway, at the end of the day, we come back here to this space and
talk about it.
And I think our same two chairs we sat in are still there. We sit there side by side, and we'd be looking at other ones, and this is too expensive and that's too big. And anyway, and she'd just sit there looking around, and she goes, but I want this space. And she'd be looking, and I'm like, Krista, do you know how much this would cost? Oh my gosh. Because
let me tell you, this space is much bigger than what Shari and I need, and was twice the rent.
Oh, twice the rent, twice the size.
But we also knew other practitioners that were looking at needing space.
And the big joke really is, I mean, we kept looking for a space, and I just kept saying, if I could just quit hauling stuff around, because we always had to go somewhere to practice.
You carry all your stuff.
Bring your table, bring your bags, bring your stuff. You move in, do your thing, and move out. And we do that every month with Reiki shares anyway. And the big joke is, we kept saying, if we had our own space, or if we had this one, we wouldn't have to move anymore. Wrong.
We still did. Bags and we're still doing Reiki chairs at other locations, so we're still and that's the thing. That's what I love about this. We didn't get this space so that we could go hunker down and hide in a corner and just be in our own space. We still, this is our home base, so that we can go out and still be in the community and still collaborate with other businesses and other practitioners. We're all about collaboration, and this space just allows us a home to hang our hat.
Jason called it our hive.
Our hive, like our beehive.
Yeah, because we're all out there, all doing different things, and like he is too. And he class about that same thing because he does all the sound bowls. He's
Yeah.
got big old giant bowls. And so for him, moving in and out is a chore. And so he was like, yeah, I thought that would be great too. I'm still moving in and out, so
Yes.
it's just part of it because we work in the community all the time. Sometimes we're lucky enough and the meeting is here this month. Yay.
Yeah.
So we don't have to move stuff, but
Okay, so y'all have moved. So we're at the point where y'all were sitting and thinking about, you were daydreaming about this space.
And I scheduled my first Reiki 1 and 2 class. So I knew it was empty because, like Shari said, we'd been coming. This is where we would sit to talk about all the other places that we'd looked at.
Yeah.
But I knew it was empty, and the owner was fine with letting me use it just to teach my class. So as I was preparing the space to teach the class, cleaning,
moving
furniture, I just, my wheels were going. And by the end of May, we were getting ready to move in.
That is
So just,
and by then we knew enough about the commercial space in the area because really we did
our homework. We did our legwork.
We did.
We
went in and out of every space, and I didn't even go to all of them because sometimes Krista would go and just say no before she would no, that's not.
I didn't want to drag you to stuff unless I knew it was, worth our time.
Did it take you to bring people on, or did they just find out and say, hey,
do it? Like
maybe 10 days max, because we knew when we first started thinking about it that we had really good friends that were in the same position as us. They had nowhere to practice. There's just really isn't that many available choices, and a lot of us had already tried.
Or they had places, but they needed their home base. They needed it
weren't exactly right. There are other places, and everybody had their own thing going, but together we are so much more. It works with all of us together because I have clients I refer to Krista, to Heidi, to Lynn. We all refer back and forth because we're all healers of some sort. And so it's a natural referral, and it's wonderful for the clients themselves because they come in to take their yoga class and then they find out they could get a massage here, or they've been wanting to work on their nutrition, or they were thinking about taking Reiki.
It's a potluck or all you can eat buffet, just about.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Pick what you want. You don't have to eat everything on the buffet, but
that's right. And with Metaphysical Mississippi and Reiki shares, since those up till now have all been on the road, that so many of us actually show up at the Reiki share in Metaphysical Mississippi. One or all of us have been to one or both of them, and I usually go. I always say I'm Krista's assistant. I just sign people in, and I just go as her assistant because I can't. I have a knee and I can't stand on the concrete for a long period of time. So I like to just sign people in. I'm the hostess.
Yes.
She's in charge. She's the boss.
Yes. Well, speaking of that, I know on November 9th,
the second Wednesday of every month, we have Metaphysical Mississippi meetup. And for the first time, we are hosting, Holistic Health and Healing will be hosting Metaphysical Mississippi meetup. And we're really excited about that. When I was looking at spaces, that was one thing that I considered is, since I do host meetups and host Reiki shares, I wanted a place that had enough room or the space for us to do that. That wasn't like a necessity because we do have places to do that. And we do have a classroom. It's not huge. But so, I definitely was looking forward to hosting some things here, but we also have yoga classes here on weeknights. So I don't want to get in the habit of canceling those for some of our events. And plus, like I said earlier, it's always been our intention to stay in the broader community. So at least for now, for Metaphysical Mississippi, I love taking it to different places because that's only growing everyone's network, their business, their community to add more people for fellowship, add more people that we can learn from. That's always great. And we have a place that we do Reiki shares once a month. And we also do that under the umbrella of the Mississippi Reiki Association.
Which is on the 16th, by the way.
Yeah, that's always the third Wednesday of the month. And it's at Russell's studio, Russell's Yoga, his studio. I may do a Reiki share here sometime, but his space is so beautiful. It's just perfect. I'm like, why would I mess up a good thing?
That's right.
So we've kept the Reiki shares there because it's just a wonderful space for that.
And he's a great host, and it's just beautiful. And he's got the patio out there, and so and then it gives us an opportunity, really, because people will come to Reiki share that haven't been to holistic health and healing. So that gives us an opportunity to invite them to see us or someone here with us, or one of our practitioners that may actually also be at the Reiki share. So I have to say, and I don't say this to because there's plenty of practitioners in our area and plenty of other locations, really great locations. Metaphysical community here is doing nothing but flourishing and growing, and it's amazing. However, and we've only been doing this a short period of time,
since June,
but we really have been, I think, instrumental in helping to unite our community and giving it this different place, because we had 2 grand openings. We had one just for friends and family, so they wouldn't think we lost
crazy.
We lost our
What
minds.
What are
y'all doing? Because we did it so quick. I mean, 1st of May we were talking about it. End of May we were moving in, and we had a whole group of people. There's 7 practitioners here. I mean, we put together a whole business in less than 30 days. And so then we had another grand opening, and we invited the whole community. It was so cool to see people I hadn't seen in a while. And even just since then, Jack Zen has had some things, Therapeutic Connections had some stuff. So we do things together, and we work with other,
I love that.
I never can say it, the Holistic Hearts Collaborative. So Jason and John, which are part of that, are also part of Holistic Health and Healing. There are practitioners. So it's I think that in this next year that we're going to be even more instrumental, because we got some cool stuff planned coming in the new year. And I just think that it's going to help everyone grow. Everyone.
Because not only, of course, we want holistic health and healing to grow. It needs to. We got to keep the lights on, but our mission statement is to help all practitioners in the holistic arena to grow. And if we can support our people down the street, our massage therapists down the street, our other yoga studios down the street, like why would we not want to do that? There's enough healing that needs to be done to go around. There's enough business for everybody. The pie is plenty big.
You're exactly right. The pie is plenty big, and the more practitioners, the more people come in. I say this all the time. I love it when, especially when I was at Soul Synergy, you'd be standing out there, and these little doe-eyed, usually young girls would come in, and they'd be looking around, and they were like, yeah, I came to buy a crystal. And so you could show them different crystals. And a lot of times you start a conversation with them, and they would say, I think I'm an empath. And I would just want to like, yes, you are, yes, you are. And it's because people are searching for this. And I like being a place where they can show up and ask questions. So we'll be doing other things in the community for that, so that we can do that. And we do stuff with Soul Synergy too, because they're the ones with the crystals. And I just went in there the other day.
Loves her crystals.
Yeah, I just went in there and spent a bunch of money. Like, I need another rock, right? You notice when you're in here, there's like rocks in every room. There's rocks, if you just look, it's on every surface.
Half of those she put there. So
No, I love the thought of just being supportive of everyone in your community. I mean, it's not a competition. It's
It's not.
it's
Not.
you're
Mhm.
all on the same journey together.
Yes.
And that was always the common denominator that Krista and I both had from the very beginning. And our friendship really started by collaborating. We were,
Yeah.
right? It was a collaboration.
Yeah.
We were doing Reiki and meditation.
Mhm.
And so it just was a natural thing for us to do that. And since then, and just being here, we've all collaborated. So we've got, you can do a sound bath with Jason, you can do
Yeah.
yoga with Jennifer, or you can do a yoga sound bath with Jennifer and Jason, the J&J team. So
I love that.
Yes.
so we do things together. I have a client that I was just talking to Heidi today about. I'm like, he does this and he's going to be needing a massage. So, and she's 20 years experience. What a fabulous history. And she's
Yes.
amazing. So why, they can get lots of stuff here for healing. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's not a one size fits all,
Right. And even like with my little niche, is it niche or niche? I don't know how to say it.
I say
niche or niche.
I say niche, but
My little corner is Reiki, teaching Reiki and doing Reiki sessions, but I still refer people to other Reiki master teachers and other Reiki practitioners
Right.
because sometimes you just know somebody's going to click better with somebody else. And why would I not, if I know that, why would I not be
Right.
that facilitator for that? Because that's why I personally don't think there's one modality for everybody. There's just like there's not one religion, there's not one philosophy, there's not one way of life. We are all different human beings, and it's so beautiful when you can have a synergy of different things that can click or resonate with people. But I think what I love about our little group here at Holistic Health and Healing, but even in the bigger community, the bigger metaphysical community or the holistic community, is that we all have the same heart, though.
yes.
That the
Yes.
heart of service and a heart for love and wanting to help people grow in the way they need to grow, not the way we think they should grow. We can offer them support and even advice if they ask for it, but it's our job to share our experiences and our perspectives with them, but it's not our job to convince them to do the way we do. We say, here's how I do it. This has worked for me. Oh, and here's a friend of mine who's done something different. This worked for her. It's like you said, it's a buffet.
Yes.
Not everybody's going to eat fried chicken off the buffet. Sometimes they
Yes.
want barbecue or seafood. That's okay. Or they're
Yes.
vegetarian and they're going to get beans and
Right.
rice. That's okay.
Well, and one of the things, and you hear this a lot nowadays, especially in our community, but it's so true. And we say it here, and I think I've heard every practitioner say it at least once, and that is we meet our clients where they are. And that's true, that's really true, because they all need or expect something a little bit different they have in their own mind. So, and so it's cool is that we have multi-modalities. So Krista's a Reiki master teacher, and her main thing is teaching. But I am a Reiki master, and I'm actually now a teacher, but I'm more like a teacher's assistant. I have other things I'm doing, but I help
I'm the
her.
boss, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, and I could, and I might, and I'm actually going to be teaching some Reiki stuff. I'm going to teach cutting cords with Reiki, this in the new year.
Oh, yeah.
So, but then we have but she's also a yoga instructor, as is Heidi, as is Jason. And then we have multiple massage therapists. So we have we all have at least 3 jobs, Well, and Lynn and Heidi actually have some nutrition experience the same, but they do it a little bit different. Whereas Lynn's is more, I don't know if diagnostic is the right term or the proper term to use, but she does iridology, but she also does frequency,
The bioscan
of frequency
the hand.
of the hand. And she also does frequency healing. So she is a healer as well. And for anybody just curious about like what's going on inside them, if they eat right, or I really thought I was going to get a good bioscan. I take my supplements. I eat pretty darn good. But boy, I was not happy with that report. And she asked me, like, what do you have going on here? And I'm like, nothing. I don't think so. Anything. Why? She said, well, maybe it's just nothing. And it was just one little statement in the whole, hour I was with her.
Report, yeah.
The next morning, I woke up with a sore throat and swollen glands.
Oh,
You're like,
she picked up. Oh my goodness.
But she could sense
She saw it in the
knew it in
reading.
the reading that something
was coming. And I was able to actually, as soon as I woke up, I went, oh my gosh. And I went and was able to take care of it. And I have my own natural healing that I use at home.
Yes.
Within an hour, it was gone. And then I called Lynn. Hey.
Well, and that's something else I wanted to say too. So, yes, we're all healers or facilitators of healing. Really is what I like to say. Is I help people facilitate their own healing. Because we're not. But here's the thing: we may know a lot about what we do, but we don't proclaim to be know-it-all experts. We are clients ourselves. Like we seek the same things that our clients are seeking who come through the door. Yeah. So we understand, like we're there right with them, because it's a journey. We're all on our own journey. And sometimes it happens in stages and phases, levels, as you're growing and developing, healing, aging, which aging is not a bad thing. It's, things change. And so you may resolve one issue, but another issue may come up. So I think everyone's healing journey, their physical healing journey may be just like their spiritual journey. It's constantly evolving and changing. And sometimes those changes, we have to shift and go, okay, this thing resolved, but now there's something over here. So I've said before on other platforms that, Reiki and yoga are my two things, but I'm always open to trying new things and bringing things in my personal practice and the practice I share with others. Sometimes some things get put on the shelf for a little while because I don't need them at the moment, but they're still there. I may revisit them in the future. So that's what I love about collaborating with other people and other healers who do different things is there's always that ebb and flow, that constant communication, learning and growing together, and being able to share ideas, new ideas, old ideas. It's wonderful. I was perfectly happy. Well, I was okay going to find my own, I was okay with the idea of finding my own little space somewhere. I was looking, and I would have been appreciative of that. But I know for me personally, I really wanted to be in a cooperative environment with other people. I knew that's what I thrive being in a team versus being by myself. So I'm so thankful for this.
So
well, I was just going to say, well, there's an added benefit to that too. With there being 7 of us, we totally.
I love the number 7 too.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So with there being 7 of us, we are truly mind, body, and soul. So we cover all of those different. At some point in our life, we all need help with one of those things. Sometimes it's at the same time. Hopefully not, but that also helps. The referral part of it is that, somebody may come to me for a while and then they don't need me anymore. I'm thinking of someone in particular. And then I referred them off to Jennifer and also introduced them to Heidi. And now they're pretty much just with Heidi, but they went from working with me with hypnotherapy and actually I was doing meditation and Reiki as well. But then they left that and they went to physical yoga and massage and nutrition. So it's a developing story and that's what we all are. We are all developing stories.
Oh, I love that.
But I also remember back when I used to be a gym rat and work out a lot. I know you can't tell it right now, but I used to work out a lot. But you even say that in training that that it's good to cross train. If you lift the same weights, just run it. Like if you keep doing the same thing all the time, your body has that memory of it. And then there's no stimuli. There's no,
Yes.
Not a big chance. It's not enough of a challenge.
So it's good to kind of
Switch
ebb
up.
and flow into different
Yeah.
things. So the way we are set up here is basically holistic health and healing offers a space for practitioners to practice their craft. And so we don't have official business hours. Each practitioner handles their own appointment book.
So people can go to the website to see who the practitioners are. And
right,
then
the best way is to, and if you're not sure, if you're interested in the work we're doing, but you're not sure who to talk to, you just talk to me or Shari.
Gotcha.
Our phone numbers and emails and our own personal websites are all on the Holistic Health and Healing website. Shari and I'll be happy to help connect people. And like we said earlier, if what you need is not what Holistic Health and Healing have, we'll send you down the street if we know somebody else. Other alternative therapists. So we'll hook you up where you need, where you want.
And we don't have everything here. So we know all kinds of other holistic healers of different modalities, because we only have enough space here for so many. If we had more space, we could have rented out lots more rooms, because we did it so quickly. And then we are still getting calls, people asking about renting space, but we don't have any.
And that's basically right now what Holistic Health and Healing is. It's a place for practitioners to rent space. But
and we even set up sometimes, like with a particular client. I had one earlier in the week that needed that came for hypnotherapy for some goal setting stuff they were doing, but I thought that yoga would be fabulous, and so it worked out where he was going to be able to come straight to my session, leave, and walk out my door and into the classroom for yoga with Jennifer. So we do try to, we can schedule it together, because we share, like the yoga schedule we post so that we can all share that, and it's in our kitchen, so we can recommend clients to it, or we can ask Jennifer, do you have space? Because we can only get so many people in there, and she packs it out nearly every. We have regularly scheduled yoga classes, two kinds: restorative yoga and chair yoga, and there's like hundreds of kinds of different yoga. But we have another. Well, I was just going to say, we have special classes too. We just added another one on the schedule, but we have special classes where Jennifer and Jason are doing things. They have Second Sunday. And we also have private yoga for people that maybe they've never done yoga before, and they're a little bit worried about getting in a class of 20. So, and it's very reasonably priced what Jennifer does. She's a fabulous teacher. And so we've had many people come and do private lessons.
So I wanted to just mention, I have looked on the website, and you do have an events and classes calendar on there. So but if people see something and they want to make sure to reserve their spot, they need to contact the actual practitioner who is holding that class, correct?
Yeah.
It is really a beautiful space, and the energy is really, I don't know. I don't ever want to leave. It's really, so whatever y'all are doing there, or whatever y'all have tapped into, it's pretty good. It's great.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
It's great. It really is. You can feel it when you walk in the door. And some days I come in to meet a client here because I have my own appointment, and it'll be so quiet in here. And if people have their doors open, I don't even know who's here, who has sessions going on. We're slowly but surely like putting signs on our doors that say, session in progress, but it's just so cool because you have your own little microcosm inside this wonderful space. So we each have our own, and each space is different, and it's set up for how we do work. And so it's
right here. This is my office on a do, and I thought this particular room could serve both purposes. And if if I needed to, it could. I could set up a table in the middle of here if I had to. But this is primarily my office, and then we have a separate Reiki room, which everyone loves that Reiki room. Shari uses it. I use it. It's intended for my students to use as they begin to start their practice. So we're both we're kind of proud of that Reiki room.
And I have to say, when we were first looking at this building, and we would sit in here when it had the old paint and the smelly carpet, but we'd be but from the first day, the first time I ever walked in here, I picked out my office and Krista picked out hers. I mean, she even said, well, I really like, this would be my office. So it's just like when you go and you're looking at new houses and, oh, this would be my
room. The kids go, that's my room. That's my room.
Right.
Yes.
So we did that here.
Do y'all have anything special going on that you want to share to invite people to there at Holistic Health and Healing?
Yes. So first of all, Holistic Health and Healing will be hosting their first Metaphysical Mississippi meetup this month, November the 9th. That's we always have the meetup the second Wednesday of the month in the Jackson, Mississippi area. And we're really excited about that. Meet and greet will start around 6:30. If you want to come a little early, come at 6:30 to talk and visit, but the meeting itself will start at 7. And of course, with it being November, that's Thanksgiving's just around the corner. So our theme will be gratitude and abundance. And of course, us all here at Holistic Health and Healing is very thankful for this space, but also for our clients and our colleagues and our friends and family. So of course, that'll be the theme of the night, is just gratitude, Thanksgiving, abundance, all that good stuff. And then, so in December, the second Wednesday of the month, in lieu of the regularly scheduled programming, in lieu of the regular meetups, we're going to have a Christmas party, and that will be here too.
On the 14th.
On the 14th of December, from 6:30 to, we might make that a little earlier. Yeah. Maybe a little earlier too. We ain't got the times totally set, but it's for the metaphysical community, but it's also going to be for all our holistic health and healing friends. So it's really anybody that any of us know. It's not just for Metaphysical Mississippi. It's going to be Metaphysical Mississippi is going to co-host this party with Holistic Health and Healing, and it's going to be a come and go party. I know a lot of people have lots going on in December. You might be shopping or hitting up other parties. So for sure, it's going to be from 6:30 to 8:30. We may start it a little earlier. We may go a little later. I don't know, but 6:30 to 8:30, come and go. Christmas party here at Holistic Health and Healing, sponsored by Metaphysical Mississippi. And then in 2023, we got lots of ideas. Nothing's been put on the calendar yet officially, but I know I'll be teaching more Reiki classes. I'm foresee our yoga program growing.
I already had it scheduled, but I moved everything to the first of the year because I'm have retired from my day job, so I get to be a full-time hypnotherapist and metaphysical practitioner and teacher, and so I'm really excited that December 31st is my official last day. And last night I just received my certification from the Michael Newton Institute. So I'm now one of 200 practitioners in the world that is a Life Between Lives practitioner, certified. So excited.
Yeah. So you're gonna offer some fun things in 2023.
I am. And I'm gonna be on their website, which is international. And the other practitioners do. I mean, sometimes they have people fly in to see them, or they travel from other states because there's only so many in the world, and so you have to go find the one near you or the one you wish to go to. So that, and then I want to do several classes. Krista teaches Reiki 1 and 2 and Reiki Master and
Reiki Master Teacher
and Reiki Master Teacher. I want to teach more like continuing ed, because it doesn't end there, and there's so much you can do with Reiki. And Krista and I still
and combining other modalities with Reiki is a beautiful.
It is. And we get to do different. So I'm going to teach cord cutting with Reiki, and that's something I do in hypnosis, but it can be done with Reiki as well. And I'm also going to do a thing on cross species communication is the proper way of saying it, which is really animal communication. So I'm gearing up for that. I've started all these separate classes, and I'm like, hold up. I had to finish this last certification. I've been going to school for 4 years, taking different stuff, and I'm just ready to use it now. So, anyway, and eventually I am going to actually teach hypnotherapy, but not yet. So,
Gotcha.
so anyway, we have cool stuff planned for next year.
And that's just what her and I have planned. And we know our practitioners have stuff, Jason does sound baths. And like I said, some of our practitioners collaborate and do events together. Heidi has nutritional, digestive wellness things going on throughout the year. Lynn has presentations. Like we all, our other massage therapists, John Yoakum is also a DJ. So he does stuff like we all, like you said, we all our business cards are well, some of us have multiple business cards, or the business card is full of multiple things they do. So
and everybody's always going and coming because they teach in other places besides this. So this is our hive, but it is it's our home base. But we go out into the community, all of us do, and participate. And there's some really cool things. And in the new year, this all came together so fast that really Krista and I are still figuring it out, but we're going to get it more organized. And right so far, she's done most of that work. And I thank her for that because I had to finish what I was doing while I still had a full-time job. So that's wrapping up. So the new year, there'll be all kinds of really cool new things coming.
Excited.
We are excited. Yeah.
So how can they can visit the website, and that is Holistic Health and A&D Healing MS.com.
Yes.
And they can I see that they can contact you for more information there, or reach each of you individually on the website under the practitioners section.
Each practitioner also has their own website, and we all advertise regularly on Metaphysical Mississippi Facebook page. So there's many ways. I always, because I know that, I always think, there's so many ways to reach us, but you can reach us individually. All the names and the websites are listed at Holistic Health and Healing, and that's still a work in progress, but still, so you can go to each individual website, contact each practitioner, or just sign up and join our Metaphysical Facebook page, because we have all kind of fun stuff on there, not just what we do, but the entire community. We involve everybody. And so it's a wealth of information.
All right. So if you can't find what you're looking for, just reach out to Shari or myself, or reach out to Emily.
That's true. I can be
found. Knows more people than we do now.
Oh yes, I can be found on metaphysicalms.com.
Wonderful.
All right. Thank y'all for coming on today. Krista, you had no choice. Shari, thank you.
We're located at 132 Riverview Drive, Suite D, Flowood, Mississippi.
We do have a sign now out by the street. So when you're coming this way, we're the last building. And then there's a sign on our front door on the glass.
So yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank y'all. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Make sure to check out Holistic Health and Healing. That's holistichealthandhealingms.com for their events and classes. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Join us for the next Metaphysical Mississippi meetup, November 9th at Holistic Health and Healing, 132 Riverview Drive, Suite D in Flowood, Mississippi. See you there.